G'day, my name is Jeff Gregg. I'm doing this video today on how to make it easier to read a wide screen of text on a phone. Okay, just by the way, the reason what I'm doing this, the way I'm doing this, not the item itself, which is how to read wide text on a phone, but I just want to point out, whoops, the screen's disappeared. Okay, why is it this bit? Okay, that I'm using a program on my phone called which is this one here, HTTP Screen Recorder, which allows me to put my phone screen on my computer screen, and I'm actually using Google Hangouts on Air to record the my screen. I'm doing a screen share and doing it that way. I'm recording my computer screen to this video. But anyway, that's a bit of a technical issue. So the situation is, right, you've got a situation where you've got a document on your phone. I'll just call up a document I've previously called up. This is a PDF document, right? And on this particular document, right, is this particular one is simply called English Spelling and Spelling Reform. It's a PDF of a book. In actual fact, the book, if you look right down here, which you can probably barely read, it was actually first published in 1909. Okay, so trouble with reading this book is, as you can see, we're looking at a phone screen in the normal sense on a computer screen. If I turn it sideways, which I'm about to do, and turn sideways, it's a little bit easier to read. But on it's easier to read on a big computer screen like this, but on a phone screen, it's very, very difficult to read. Just by the way, I'll point out that bit I showed before. This document was originally published in October 1909, so it's well over 100 years old. So we can't blame the people that wrote this book because computers weren't even invented at the time. So it's not their problem that they've created a book that's hard to read. And what I mean by hard to read, if I scroll up a little bit further into the book, all right, I'm just scrolling with my finger. You'll notice when you start reading on the left-hand side there, I start reading across. I get to the end, I've got to go back to the next line. It's got to start reading across. That makes it difficult to read, especially on a phone. Like I'm looking at my phone now, and if I look at my eyes scan across, I've got to go back. It's the screen is relatively small. It's difficult to read that because the phone screen is so small, and my eyes have to keep going across and then back to the left. Sometimes my eyes miss what line I'm on. I'm reading the same line again, or it doesn't make sense because I've skipped a line or some such thing like that. So how can you overcome this problem? So that's the problem. The problem is the text is too wide for the screen, but I want to be able to read it. I want to be able to read it better. By the way, another thing is it's easier to read, for example, newspapers in newspaper columns than it is to read books which are wide like this, simply because the newspapers make it in columns and you just read down the column. Your eyes don't have to scan as fast, therefore you can actually read better, believe it or not. Okay, so how do you overcome that? What we want to do is have the situation where this text is narrower and it doesn't do that. So it's a book, so how do I change it? Well, on a phone, because this is a PDF document, all I've got to do is touch, which I'm touching the screen now. And you notice when I've touched it, all of a sudden something appears. This is the normal thing where you select text if you want to copy it or something like that. And you'll notice up the top here, it's got select all. So I'm going to touch that, select all. You notice the whole lot has gone blue. The whole document, which is a couple of almost 100 pages, has been selected. I now go over across and touch this, which is copy. Touch that, and it's copied the whole text. Okay. And now, just by the way, I'm going to turn my phone back up the other way. It's on its normal way. Okay. I'm now going to go into another program. So I go, this particular case, I'm going to touch the bottom, which takes me back to my home screen on my phone. So I touch that one. Okay. Takes it back to the home screen. And I'm going to go into another program, another app on my phone. Doesn't matter what app it is, but it has to be some sort of app where you can put in text. Now you may have a notepad program or notes program or something like that. I'm actually going to use this one here, which is WPS Office. You can download this program, WPS Office, from the Google Play Store. All right. So I'm going to click on touch that. All right. So I'm touching that. Okay. And it comes up that screen, and then I'm going to create a new document, which I'm touching that. Don't worry about how this all operates, because everything is one and start different. I actually can create, WPS Office allows me to create documents, which are Word documents. The advantage of that is I can make it any size font I want, if I wanted to, or I can just create a memo. I'm just going to create a memo in this particular case. So I'm going to touch that, which creates a memo. And there we are. We have a blank memo. Okay. Also, the keyboard started up. Because I copied that text from that other document, I'm now going to just press the hold down key and hold my finger down and press in a blank area on there. And one of the things you'll notice is paste. I'm going to touch paste, and boom, that whole document is now, even though you can only see the first couple of lines of it, is now in this much, much narrower format with much, much bigger text. All right. So I'm just going to close the keyboard by just going back with the back button, touch that, closes the keyboard. Okay, I can see the whole document. If I scroll down now, you'll notice, no, sorry, scroll up. I'm at the bottom of the document. My apologies. Right, I'll go right to the top of the document. Quickly go to the top of the document. Okay, that's the beginning of the document. So you'll notice now it's a lot easier to read the document because it is much narrower. This particular text here, you'll notice is now over 3 lines. I can read from there to there, there to there, there. It's a lot easier to read this document than it is to read a document which was the other format, which is just going back. That one there. All right. So look at the difference in the size of the font. the text that on this computer screen, you can hardly read it all. If I go back to the original one I just did, all right, which is in this writer, much, much easier to read. Okay, so that's it. So just to summarize, all you basically do is you go to a PDF document, you select all the text by doing a long press on the text, you copy it, select it, say to select it all, you copy it, you go into some sort of a word processing program or a text editing program that you've got on your phone, you paste it into there. If I wanted to, then I could even change the font to make it a different font, whatever. Makes it much, much easier to read. If you've got any questions, please ask me. Other than that, that's basically it. See you later.